Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TFG Radio. As you can hear and see, it's Adam once again, and as always, joined by Danny.
Hey.
And tonight we actually have John,
Hey, everybody.
who sounds excited to be here.
As excited as always.
You sound like someone that has to be here.
No, I don't have to be. I could have.
It's
I could
like-
definitely have said no in the last month to every time.
You're like the sports athlete that's like, I'm here because I have to be here.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Still one of the greatest sports interviews of all time.
God bless Marshawn Lynch.
Seriously, in so many ways too.
Oh, he has some of the best interviews ever.
And he's also just like a solid guy, like in real
Yeah.
life. Like, I'm gonna go pass out turkeys and like all kinds of, like, he's just a good dude. And like, also screw the press.
That quote's up there with practice. We're talking about practice. Oh, that and playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah, playoff.
Oh my God! For you kids that don't know, look those up.
Yeah.
So fresh back. Well, not fresh. It's been about almost a week actually. LVO at the time. BAO at the time of this recording. This past weekend, Danny and I, as well as Keith, were judges at the event. I actually drove again, although I may just fly for next year.
Yeah.
Because normally I drive because I'm carrying other stuff we need for the event. And this time I didn't have to because Jake had a lot of the stuff that I normally carry with them.
Yeah. I think if I didn't take things to an event, I would definitely fly.
Yeah, so I think next year I'm going to fly. Although I don't know if I'm going to take Southwest now that they charge for everything now.
Yeah. Like, if I'm playing an event, it depends on whether or not the Army fits easily on the plane. But,
Right. Well, that also depends who else is going.
yeah.
Like we used to do
Yep.
when there was 5 of us and we all just drove
Mm-hmm.
on our road trip. But no big, nothing exciting going there and back. Nothing too obviously coming back when the time went by a lot faster than getting there because I was going downhill. I'm assuming so. Right, that's how it works because it's round, so I'm going down.
Only if you're Treebeard.
Right? But we had 100, I think it was 175 players at the start of round 1. And we were at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Same hotel as last year. Slightly better than last year.
Yeah, that's better. Jesus.
It
In what way was it better?
I had hot water
Okay, well, I mean,
for my
yeah,
shower.
that's a start.
That's fair.
I had a lovely view of the convention rooftop. My room was right next to the elevator, which I prefer. But I mean, it was fine. We only ate there once in the bar or their restaurant for dinner. They had fries. Last year they ran out of fries, so there's that. That's the high point of that
How do you
dinner.
run out of fries?
Don't ask.
I'm sure I asked this last year too. And
Probably.
I just don't remember.
But
It's like being a bar and running out of alcohol.
basically,
What the heck?
I actually like their breakfast. I don't know about you, Danny.
The breakfast was fine. I mean, it was just, I
It-
eat, half my body weight in eggs.
Yeah.
And that,
Which is the same everywhere. I mean, but
yeah.
I was actually able to find crisp bacon. 'Cause
Yeah, the bacon
usually
was pretty good.
Usually the bacon's like undercooked wherever you go whenever they have a buffet, so not too bad.
Sausage wasn't great, but the bacon was good.
Yeah.
The eggs were totally fine.
Yeah,
Nice crispy bacon.
It's definitely American is right next to the big thing of, eggs. It's just this giant tub of ketchup.
oh yes, I saw that. I'm just like, nope.
Well, there's
I
also
don't-
got to be a couple of little balls of Tabasco to go with it too, right?
There was
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Wait, was
There
there?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
little. They
Tabasco.
usually put like the little ones that you get for room service. Pick it up and go.
What was it? I can't remember the brand. I usually just ignore it because I don't put My wife puts ketchup and Tabasco on hers. I don't. My brother puts ketchup on his eggs. I don't. I don't put any ketchup. I personally think it's disgusting, but I'm in the minority. I know that. But that was our breakfast, or my breakfast for 3 nights. I got there Friday around 3 or something. Met with Keith, looked at the venue, went to go eat at a very nice Chinese restaurant. I mean, just a short walk away. Again, round 1 was 175 players. Eventually, then day 2 was 164, I think. It wasn't that big of a drop off. It was only like a 5%.
No, it really wasn't.
Drop rate for the day. And then, but there were
It's
like
not Vegas. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
Well, it's funny because you walk over the bridge over the freeway, and there's the eating area. It's not, but not enough for like during lunch. Not enough time for lunch.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Quite a ways away. It is a long walk away, but certainly for dinner, we went out there for the meet and greet at one of the bars for a little bit after we ate dinner.
Great Indian food. Oh my god, fantastic Indian food.
It was good. It did not hit me until Sunday night.
Oh,
which worried me because I had to drive on Monday morning. But I was okay.
I was fine.
Yeah. But it was really good. So 2 out of 3 nights, it was a good dinner. Sunday night was when we had to eat at the hotel because we didn't, with the awards and everything, we didn't finish until about 8:30, and every place closed at either 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah, on a Sunday around there, I'd imagine.
So we ended up going there. We ate with the guest paint judge who was there to represent Army Painter, which was kind of nice. So we got to do that. I got to see Executive Keith.
Ooh.
And what
does that mean?
So
scared or entertained by this? I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm entertained by it. So there was only one person like taking orders in basically a bar full of people on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a long wait time, and as we're waiting, I'm talking to the gentleman that we're eating with dinner with. I can see Keith, like, his anger meter just going up and up and up. He said he was trying to hold it in for as long as possible.
You can see the steam coming out, beginning to come out of his ears.
Because he was hungry, and he had to go into Executive Keith mode and go. Because every time the server gave an excuse, Keith came right back with like, "I don't care," or or some other comment of like, that's not my problem. We need to get our order. It was interesting to watch. In action, and then we finally got our order. We finally got our drinks and whatever, and and I had just a hamburger. He had some, but the hamburger wasn't even very good. I didn't even finish it. It was not a good meal, but we weren't planning to eat there to begin with, so I guess that kind of shows you why. But over the course of the weekend, I don't think we had questions, obviously. But I think the only questions I ever got was more about terrain than anything else. Danny,
terrain, you allowed the new formations, right? Or the new detachments, I mean.
Yes.
Chaos ones?
Yeah. We allowed the Emperor's Children.
Yep. Thousand Sons.
No, Death Guard, and World Eater books.
That's right. No Thousand Sons.
We allowed those books to be played. We didn't get too many questions for those books, to be honest.
So Emperor's Children not OP? It's fine.
Well, I think that depends on who's playing the army.
Played Emperor's Children,
but the Death Guard was definitely like up there because Death Guard was in the there were 2 Death Guard players out of 5 going into the last round.
I feel like they have a hard time balancing that army when it has new rules initially come out. Like there always seems to be something just a little off.
I think one of them. Oh no, that one got one of the undefeateds going into round 5 was actually the vehicle Death Guard detachment.
Ironic.
And not the other one everyone else takes. I forget what it
Iron
was.
Warriors players, the World Round Week.
So Votan ended up winning, Junior with his Votan, and it was actually a repeat because he had won last year.
Yeah.
Maybe not with the exact same army, but with army list, because he had added more. I think it was more berserkers. Because he changed his once he saw the Death Guard Codex and the detachments, he said he changed his army list to deal with more armor. So it kind of worked out. But he won, so he got a golden ticket. Paragon was, I believe, Marshall Peterson with his Necrons, and then I can't remember who best painted was off the top of my head. But it was a.
Oh, it was the Custodes.
Okay. So it's Cam Howard.
The heavily,
yeah, because I've seen his army before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cam Howard with. I think they're black, aren't they?
It's a black army,
Yeah.
and gold.
but it's like heavily customized with like AOS models and stuff. Like
Yeah,
he's
I've
got,
seen that
like,
one too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's won before, or at least placed. He's always in the running. And then Army Painter also had their awards and a Best in Show, which included every model at the event, at all the events. And the Best in Show was it an orc? Was it submarine?
No, it's like a battleship.
Okay, orc battleship.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Danny did the paint judging, so he remembers. I don't remember because
Orc battleship.
yes,
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
All right then.
you have to see it to believe it.
If you all you have to do is say orc, and then I'll believe anything that comes after.
That's true.
I've been around long enough.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was pretty chill. Nothing major. We did have a talk to a few people, just kind of getting testy with each other as what happens when you go into day 2 and you get to the finals. But again, usually there's a question that comes up over the course of the weekend that everyone keeps on asking, but I don't remember one except in regards to terrain in general. Danny, you don't remember?
It's always terrain and deployment these days.
Usually.
No, I mean, I don't. Oh no, I think the question I got the most was from the opponent of the same person of a Phobos lieutenant who can use their little scoot reactive move if that stopped them if that interrupted their action when they would be like sabotaging or terraforming.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
like it's to the point where it became a running joke where the guy would call me over and be like, "Hey, can you do this?" I'm like, "Yes."
Wow.
Just
Okay.
every game.
It was like 3 out of 6 games. Yeah, like literally.
Well, because
half the
that's
games
something
people-
that I think, an opponent definitely is going to be like, "Are you sure?"
It just doesn't sound right.
I don't know about that. That doesn't sound right.
Well,
You
especially
know.
if you played in like 8th and 9th where actions were so limited, like what you could
Yeah.
do was so limited, and then in 10th it's really, did you charge? Did you shoot? That's about it. Did you
Right.
die? Right, those are the only things that really turn off.
Fight.
Right.
You
your
can't
ability
fight
to do
either, right?
actions.
No, you can fight.
You can't charge.
You can't charge.
You can't
You can't
charge, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so you can't turn it off by engaging, which I had to do with another person when they're like, "Yeah, his action
Yeah.
fails because like I piled into him and now he has to
Additionitis.
fight me," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well,
that was
Especially
last
when you have
edition.
things like that.
Yeah.
yeah."
Yeah, so that was the weekend. Again, it went really smooth.
Yeah.
And
There's,
I immediately have to get ready for ACO. ACO's in like 2 weeks. So ACO is, and so I may as well talk about it now. A couple of things for ACO if you're going for singles or the team event. The team event, if you're playing the team event, I sent an email out to captains today, Thursday, the day that we're recording, For the team event, we're following the WTC rules. So the order for FAQs is GW, WTC, and then FLG. Which means we're using the 2-inch engagement range for charges with walls or ruins. So hopefully they remember that. We got that. We get asked that a lot too, because there's some events that are starting to use the WTC wall ruling normally. So now it's becoming a thing where players have to ask if that's being used or not. So when before nobody, at least in the U.S., if that wasn't a team event, wasn't using it. The other thing is that, so as everyone knows now, the new tournament companion or the new tournament deck comes out. Pre-order was this past Saturday. Officially, it should release the last day that rules are the cutoff, which is the 7th. So we're gonna wait and see what they look like, and see what the companion looks like, and then we'll decide, hopefully that Saturday, whether we're going to use them or not. From what I've seen from some of the previews, and well, I'll just say some of the previews, because if you go to certain places in Reddit, you can see more. It looks like it's not too much different. I mean, there's the challenge cards, but adding that is not a big deal. The layout seemed to be more or less the same or slightly different. No big changes, like when they changed the size of the, like in, what was it, 9th or 10th, when they changed the size of the ruins. It was 10th. When they changed how big the ruin pieces are. So nothing like that. It's just slight tweaks to the current layouts, from what I can tell, from what I've seen in the previews. So if it's just that, we should be okay. But we'll decide that Saturday whether we'll use them or not. And the same goes for the singles event. The only difference with singles is that the order of FAQ is GW, Frontline Gaming, and then WTC last, because we don't use the 2-inch wall thing for Frontline Gaming. And then and I believe that's it. There is the other thing is a clarification for the teams. If you have demons from the codex, like World Eaters, so if you have bloodletters, you can still use bloodletters for the demon index armies. So it doesn't deny you that, because that would make things extremely difficult if we did that. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you're taking there's only one detachment, right? Or there's the 4 gods and the 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can still take those, and they won't take away demons from the codex. I don't know if the stats or abilities are different for each. I think they are. You just have to remember that.
Are different, I know that.
Yeah, you just have to remember the difference, so you can't cross-pollinate. I guess so. Those are really the really big changes. But as we get closer, especially when the companion releases, we'll know more. So. This past weekend, we had the Dallas Open, which was won by Space Marines.
Space Marines.
Gladius. Yay. But more importantly, we had the previews of all the video games. John? Any of those pique your interest?
The remaster of Dawn of War, of course.
And I think it includes all the
like
additions.
that was the greatest 40K RTS ever. So like having a remaster is gonna be great. The Dark Mechanicus 2 doesn't look too bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Mechanicus 2? No, Dark Mechanicus 2, right?
No, it's Mechanicus.
Just
Mechanicus 2.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that one doesn't look too bad.
Danny?
I mean, just the remaster. I'm not really too into any of the other games.
Okay, useless.
Yeah.
I think the Dark Heresy one is interesting. That's the role-playing game. I'm assuming kind of like Baldur's Gate, so it's like a role-playing game for...
Yeah, is it like that, or is it like Road Trader?
No, because Rogue Trader has a separate one. They have They have they're adding
I'm just thinking
RBTs.
like system wise.
Oh, no, it might be the old Fantasy Flight system.
Okay,
Because Dark Heresy was a Fantasy Flight
that's right. It was Fantasy
RPG
Flight, wasn't it?
title. The other one that interests me is Supremacy, where it looks almost like more of like a grand tactical, almost like a board game.
I wouldn't have minded a Dark Tide 2 announcement.
I thought they were adding. I thought I
They
saw.
are adding RBTs to Dark Tide.
No,
Yeah.
the RBTs is to
Arbites
Rogue
is
Trader.
it's already in Dark Tide. The current Dark Tide banner is Arbites.
Oh no, it's in both. They're adding it to Dark Tide and to Rogue Trader.
Okay.
So, Space Wolf releases. Oh, well, the FOMO box is releasing. So
The FOMO box.
nobody gets those.
I really hate that. I hate the FOMO box.
You hate FOMO?
I hate the FOMO box, and I hate the
You hate FOMO?
the how every time they come out with a new tournament pack, nobody can get any cards.
Mm-hmm.
I hate both those things. I hate the burning passion of 1,000 suns.
Well, like I said, there's places you can go on the dark web to get what you need.
Dark web.
And by dark web, by dark web I mean Reddit. That's the dark web for most pedestrians.
No, for most pedestrians, the dark web is like 4chan.
I thought that place got crashed or got taken down,
It
or it come back.
No, it's like I think it's still around, but in a reduced form. Something like that. I don't
Oh.
know. I was never really a big user of that place, so it was, that was the place you didn't want to go to.
Right. I don't even know if anybody still goes there. That's why everyone goes to Reddit. That's why Reddit's the new dark place.
Reddit's always been a dark place.
The other big announcement that was actually leaked was the Horus Heresy 3.0. More importantly, all the Saturnine, however you want to pronounce it, stuff. And there's a nice trailer of showing John Salamanders getting massacred.
Excuse me?
Because it's the drop site massacre.
Yeah, no, I know.
So it looks like a bunch of new stuff, other than the Saturnine. Like I like the Dreadnought. I don't know about the Terminators.
I don't like any of it at all. Like that whole aesthetic is like, why would you even do this to us?
You mean the proto War Machine aesthetic?
Yeah, it's just terrible. It's all terrible. There's nothing good or redeeming about it at all.
I like the Dreadnought. That's about all I like in terms of those that.
Fine. Wait till they sell that as a separate kit.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't buy the starter box.
The box it's heinous. The models are absolutely heinous.
Well, I think they're coming out with plastic breachers too. I know
Sure, but like it's still all heinous in that box.
a plastic fell blade, Mark II armor, and it looks like they're bringing back. This is weird to me, but they're bringing back certain elements from Rogue Trader. The first edition of 40K.
What do you mean? Like
So
what?
looking at the stat line for a Marine, there's movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, wounds, initiative, attacks, right? Leadership. Everything we know, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
all
But
this stuff.
now they're bringing back cool, which is CL, willpower, and I think IN was intelligence, but I can't remember now.
Why?
I don't know.
Great, wonderful.
I mean, I didn't understand what that stuff did when I first bought Rogue Trader. I'm not going to understand it now.
Cool is one of the statistics.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Oh man.
I'm glad I don't like Heresy at all. The only time those models were ever any cool, the only time they were cool, was when you could use them in 40K easily.
I think I'll stick to Imperialis if I'm going to do Horus Heresy. Cool is basically the like morale test.
Then why have leadership?
Leadership, right?
Leadership might be ordering them do stuff. I don't know.
So dumb.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Or not.
I mean,
I'm not going to see how it goes. Not
I mean,
personally,
I meant. Well, I mean, we're going to hear about it.
only if I seek it out. I'm
Oh,
not going to hear about it otherwise.
well, you hear about it when I talk about it.
I'm just going to tune you out. Use the old selective hearing.
Breachers, Terminator armor. Yeah, I don't know about the Terminator armor. I don't know. I still don't know about it. So that was. So that's the new armor, or the new Horus Heresy, which I find hilarious. But that's the big thing they're pushing right now, which really all the news, all this news cycle out for 40K anyway or 30K is that, and the video games and like I said, the Dallas Open was won by Space Marines. I don't think there's anything else in terms of that stuff, but it doesn't entice me to play Horus Heresy. If it, like I just said, adding all that extra stuff just makes it worse for me.
Yeah, no. I have no interest, especially with Saturnine Terminators and their giant, stupid shoulder pads.
Yeah. I mean,
And
The
cool.
Monachima from Fifth Element, you mean?
Yes. I mean, anything. Like, you just pick
excuse me, I would
the
switch
way
that
you
around.
want to make fun of it, and we can use it.
Yeah. So getting ready for ACO and teams. This will be unique in that I'll be running basically 2 different tournaments at the same time, much larger than what I did at Cherokee, because Cherokee I ran the narrative and the champs, but the narrative only had like 14 people.
We'll finally get an answer to the question: can Adam be in 2 places at once?
Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm assuming they'll be in the same room. There's.
I hope they're not. And halfway through the weekend, they have to like get you a Segway scooter or something,
Oh my god. I would want that even if they are in the same room.
or like a little
Like a
little
scooter.
John Cook rascal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be hysterical, actually.
I'm
At
in.
some point, Adam would just hit people with it, I think.
At some point, I mean, within the
that's
first minute of him operating it.
It would be, yeah. There'd be an over under on
quick.
when I hit somebody, not if.
The question will be if the first time he hit somebody in the rascal, if he did it on purpose. That's
Ooh,
the
that
over
would be
under
good.
not.
No, I think
That's
it's on
that's
purpose.
the over under bit.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So I'm looking forward to ACO, and getting out there again. I think then after that is LSO, which this year's in August, and then after that's Hammer Wrath, where we're giving away 2 golden tickets, not just one.
2.
So one for champs, one for overall.
That's cool. That's in August also.
That's in August. That'll be at Squad Marks HQ.
Cool.
Tickets are on sale now. Slated
Wait,
for about.
when did you say Lone Stars? No.
Lone Star is the first weekend, I think, of August.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And that's in Dallas again.
That's in Dallas again.
Is it the place where Challengers Cup was?
No, Challengers Cup is in Utah. Champs
No,
Cup.
no. The
Champs Cup
whatever.
last year was in
Doesn't matter.
was in
It's the
yeah,
same
it was the
thing.
same place,
Okay.
Dallas.
Also, it's the place with the pool.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking, Danny.
Yes, that was the place with the pool.
Maybe I'll go.
They have a very nice pool.
They have a very nice pool. Bars outside of the pool. It's great.
Yes, they have a little window.
Little window. And you play nights, and then you can just get a cabana and lie in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I might, if I go, I'll definitely play a list designed to win or lose within 45 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Excellent. Why not?
Angron, Scarbrand, King of Beers.
yep.
Or the
3
new
baby
Chaos
nights.
Nights if they're out by then.
Maybe. It's a good possibility, actually. So we'll see. Other news, I mentioned last episode or 2 episodes ago that I was an investor in a store. So since then, been looking at a lot of spots. It's almost like buying a house or trying to rent a house or an apartment. A lot of visiting, a lot of talking, a lot of back and forth with the realtor. I think we settled on a place, and we put in that like a letter of interest. So it's just really negotiations at this point. So hopefully within the next month, we'll know for sure if we got it. And if we did, then I can probably talk more about it, especially where it's at, and the name and all that other good stuff. But like I mentioned before, it's kind of nerve wracking. Right now, it's more like anxious, I guess, just to get it going. Just because that's just how I am in regards to anything I do. I just get kind of like antsy and want it done now, or want to do it now. So it's just kind of that. And, exchanging ideas back and forth. What should we do? What shouldn't we do? How do we want to market things like that. So doing all that stuff, anything you can do without having to be at the spot. So it's just patience right now, and I don't have patience, so it's a little nerve wracking. So, but hopefully I have something to announce by the time I get back from LSO at the latest, which would be August, or maybe before I leave for LSO. But we'll see as we get further along.
Maybe tomorrow.
Could be.
Maybe make a special announcement tomorrow. You never know.
We could. I mean, we put in the we put in the interest like before I left. We put in the interest before on the Thursday before I left last Thursday, and then we got a message back on Friday while I was driving to BAO. So we'll see. It all depends on the owners and how quickly they respond to anything we tell them, or what questions they ask, and how long the application process takes and all that other stuff. So I figure the earliest we would know anything is by the end of June. But like I said, I have very little patience when it comes to these things. So it's really, I'm really anxious. I don't have a fidget, so I gotta find things to do. Otherwise, you start thinking about it, I get super anxious. But we'll see. It's a lot. There's a lot into it. It's a lot more than I thought.
Rubik's cube.
Or
paint some models.
I know. I'm still building my Emperor's Children. I have a league game on Saturday.
Well, you better do that then.
And I have to build I still have to build a bunch of units, a bunch of models, like about 20 models by Saturday. But they're not the models aren't that hard to build, to be honest. And I built some big point models, so it's not the most optimal list for Emperor's Children, but it's just what I have on hand. So, and kind of what I want to play, just because I don't care about the league. So, but that should be fun.
You don't care? That's not very competitive of you.
Nah, that's why I'm in the bottom pod.
Mm-hmm. I like the bottom pod. I miss the bottom pod. I'll have to play a league soon.
Yeah, so I think as far as I can tell, everyone I've talked to that's been playing Emperor's Children have just said that it's been a lot of fun. Whether they win or lose, it's just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie was at the BAO, and he had a unique take on the list.
Did he have a bunch of the? Was it the flying?
He
had a bunch of what are those things?
Helldrakes.
Helldrakes?
Yeah. So the list was what was it? It was 3 Demon Princes with wings, 3 Helldrakes, 2 the shooty ones, Chaos Knight shooty ones, the little ones. I forget what they're called. Brigands?
They're brigands, yeah.
Brigands. 2 brigands.
I don't like it. I don't like this at all.
What else did he have, Danny? It was 2. Was it 2 units of tormentors? The shooty guys.
Yeah.
Genes of Tormentors, and was there
I mean,
anything
it's
else? I
mostly
think that was it.
it's mostly the Helldrakes and the Demon Princes doing most of it.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd imagine.
And like
Like
his
with
first
this-
2 games, he finished in like an hour.
Hey, there's your new list, Danny.
No,
You can get it down to 45 minutes.
no, because there were other
think
games
it
where
was
he
World
took the whole
Eaters.
time.
Okay, I said Danny could get it down to 45 minutes.
Well,
Yeah, that's not hard.
I didn't say Frankie would get it down to 45 minutes.
I think he ended up going 4-2 for the weekend, or 3-3 at worst. Some matchups they're easier than others, so it's a very skew list. So
I mean, the more you talk about it, the more it sounds like a list Danny would play.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
well, Danny has to find those models first.
Oh, that's true.
'Cause
Well,
I
you
don't-
have the DPs, don't you?
3 flying
many.
ones? I think I have
No.
1.
That's not something everybody just has standard anymore. I remember
No.
back in the day, everybody just had like 6 flying demon princes.
There's also the fact he'd have to paint 3 Helldrakes with all that trim.
Oh God, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Never mind. No, thank you.
Yeah, I have 1, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could do it again.
No. That's like building drop pods. I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe with the new kit, we'll see.
Yeah, the new kits sound like they might be easier to build. So that's where we're at. I'm in a holding pattern, trying to build Emperor's Children for a league game in like 2 days at the time of this recording. Danny, I know you had to drop from the league, but are you building anything else?
I mean, not really. I mean, I've been playing around with lists for World Eaters of, just doing the Corn Demonkin, which I really do like their Bloodletter. Was it the Bloodletter stratagem where something dies and you can drop them in?
Oh,
I
right.
feel like that's actually... I was playing around with the idea of building more of a shooty-oriented list to, wipe things off objectives and then just drop the Bloodletters down to take them.
Right.
Right. So that's really where my mind's been. Or just making really, stupid skew lists, like, again, Angron, 3 Bloodthirsters.
Oh, my God.
Right. Lord of Skulls.
What was that list you made with Angron?
It's Angron, Scarbrand.
Oh, Scarbrand.
Yeah, Angron, Scarbrand, the three Brigands, King of Beers, 2 dogs, 2 sets of dogs, and 1 set of Bloodletters.
Well, didn't you have to buy a bunch of those models again? You already bought
No, I have
Bloodletters.
I have all the Bloodletters I need. I have all the dogs I need. I have a King of Beers.
Oh, I thought you
still.
sold it.
No, I sold 2 of them.
Oh.
I had 3. So
And the brigands you have, right?
We can just borrow from you, John.
No,
Well-
I meant like we, because the Chaos Knights and the Imperial Knights.
yeah, I don't think we. I don't think we. I bought for the team
Which
from
one's
I borrowed
which one is the
Oscars.
brigands?
It's the double gun chaos ones, the one with the chain gun and the Milta.
So those are the
think we need
ones
to
where I
print up
have
the chain
the
guns.
Those are the ones where I have the bits.
Yeah.
Remember, somebody, a fan of ours, sent me the bits, and I
Yeah.
have the 3 chassis for the Forge World guys, the Moraxes, and I never got around to doing that. I should get around to doing that, and I'll put the chains on them like I did with the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, but something like that could be fun. Again, just a dumb list.
Right.
But yeah, I've been
Typical
just trying to figure out how to
Danny.
make or how to make. I mean, I was thinking somewhere. Really, the list I want to do is the Gore Track one, but I just don't have the rhinos.
Which one? Oh, the Rhino one?
Yeah, 'cause
Or
that
the
seems
vehicle
fun.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. John, are you working on anything, or are you taking a break?
No, I'm not currently working on anything. I have projects that are sitting around. There's Necrons and there's Eldari and there's Knights that need to be finished. But no. I assume at some point, if over the summer the new Imperial Knight or the new Chaos Knights come out, I'll do one or both of those.
Space Wolves
I'll-
don't
yeah.
entice you?
I don't. You know what? I don't know if I'll ever do a Space Marine Army again
Really?
because it's too much. It's too much. It's too much now. There's too much stuff. It's too hard to get into it, and they phase things out too much too often.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if I still had my, what was that, 8th edition, 9th edition Space Marine Army, like
The
I
silver
wouldn't be
one?
able to use no, the black and teal one.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
I still wouldn't even be able to use like half of that.
Yeah,
Like
because all
most of the
firstborn.
stuff, and it was like no, like even not even the ones that were firstborn. Like there's even like, well, I guess Thunderwolf Cavalry didn't disappear, but like the way I had the Terminators built and stuff, like you can't do that anymore.
Right.
Most of the combos, so like, I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't know if it just changes. I think Space Marines is an army that changes too much for me. Whereas with Dark Angels, Edwin's got Dark Angels, so if I ever get the itch, I can scratch the itch to play Space Marines and use his Dark Angels. But no, I think that the next thing I'll do is when the new Knights come out, for sure, I'll get into those.
Well, yeah, because they have that new Knight
And
variant.
the new Chaos, they'll have a new Chaos one too.
Yes, the
So
one
new
with
Chaos
the
Knight and a new Loyalist.
claw or whatever.
Yeah, and it's got like the chest rockets.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, under the hood.
Yeah, under the shoulder pad things, or under the top.
Well, then when you just said chest rockets, I thought of the old '70s Japanese cartoon, the giant robot cartoon. You must know which one I'm talking about, because
I actually do understand this reference.
for those that don't know, was it Manzinger? I can't remember.
I don't remember the name of it.
I think that's the name of it, but the woman in the show piloted a giant female robot
Yes.
whose rockets were her breasts, ironically
Yes.
enough.
Yes.
And she would fire her chest rockets.
Yeah. That's not where initially I went with when I saw that and heard that. I went with Pacific Rim. In the first Pacific
Right.
Rim,
Yeah.
there's the one where he like opens up and like the big missiles
Yeah,
come out.
because you're more normal than I am.
I am definitely more normal than you. If normal's a thing, I'm the thing on this show
That's
that
why I said.
passes for
Well,
it.
well. That's why I said more normal, not normal.
Right. Because if it's a thing,
If there's a
I'm the
spectrum of
closest we
normal,
got.
you're much closer to normal than I am,
Yes, fair enough.
for a number of reasons, and that's one of them.
Yeah. We got a couple of spectrums on this show, and we don't even talk about all of them.
No, we would never finish this show.
Do we talk about the new Pope? Is this
What we did, Danny, the two Mexican Catholics did, because we recorded the day it was announced,
Nice.
and
I like it.
we noted how the two least religious people on the show were talking about it.
Again, with the spectrums in this show. Well, I'm glad you guys talked about it.
We talked about it a little bit.
The Malort Pope, you mean?
Yes.
He's a White Sox fan, so
The Murica Pope.
he is a White Sox fan. So I don't know how much that matters.
Look, nobody's perfect, not even the Pope.
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't that go against a lot of dogma here?
Yeah. But Tom's not on the show to correct us, so.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tom is once again absent for whatever reasons. I'm assuming
He's off
family.
celebrating the Pope.
Still,
Probably.
2 weeks later.
Catholic. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we talked about the Pope. So
Good. Good. I'm impressed.
I'm glad you are. I'm glad you're impressed. I don't think it's a fairly short episode. I don't think there's anything else. Trying to remember. I mean, there's other stuff like the new Burrows and Badgers came out.
Oh, what?
The what?
It's a tabletop war game featuring forest animals, anthropomorphic forest animals.
So, like Redwall?
Yeah, think of that.
Is this like
That's
that?
kinda
Is this
fire.
like that band episode of South Park?
No,
Are you sure?
think Redwall, but in tabletop miniature form.
I mean, I'm kind of about it.
Interesting.
So it's actually the second edition of the game.
Where was I for the first edition?
I don't know. You tell me.
Feels like Dungeons and Dragons all over again. I didn't realize it was first edition. I just started playing with the advanced Dungeons and Dragons second edition. And I'm like, what do you mean by advanced? And how's this the second edition?
Yeah, so
I didn't even get to play first edition primary.
I didn't get to play the first edition Barrels and Badgers. I was actually looking forward to it. I was gonna at least buy the rulebook. I at least buy the rulebook just to see what.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
No, I didn't though. That's the thing.
Oh, you didn't.
No, I did buy the second edition starter box for Baron's War, which is a skirmish.
You have to give more context than that.
Yeah, right. Like,
Well, it's
give these names like we're expected to know them.
I know. It's a skirmish level game set in oh crap, what was it called? Not Jacobite. That's later. It's medieval, but it was the Reavers era in England. Border Reavers.
Oh, you're talking about like the Northern Wars?
I guess, I don't know. Reavers are Reivers. Those type of Reavers.
I think you're talking about the Northern Wars with like Scotland.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
So they come
So
out
you're
with
not paint a bunch of dudes with kilts?
No, it's a bunch of sergeant at arms and foot knights, but it's just the 2-player starter that I only got that. What else came out that I got into that I probably shouldn't? Pretty soon, once the store's up and ready, I can just write all this off. So
this is true.
I'm just ahead of the curve.
You're ahead of the curve.
Probably too far ahead.
Yes, as usual.
But yeah, whatever. That's fine. I would have bought it anyway.
A curve is a different kind of spectrum, Adam.
I should give a Kickstarter update
God.
because I know John would love it. Not a quiz this time, John.
Just tell us the amount you've spent.
Yep.
I don't think of that much.
How much have you pledged?
It depends. I bought a.
'Cause I understand that's a different number now.
I bought. Well, I know one of them was a 6mm scale or 1/285 samurai castle.
Like Osaka Castle?
I think it's just like the generic samurai castle. I don't think it's any
If it's
specific.
not
one.
Osaka Castle, then I don't want to hear about it.
It's
That
from
the castle where they burn it down, where Hideyoshi burns it down, and he has to deal with Hideyoshi's ghost the rest of his life.
it's from the Shokuho period. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I bought that
Yeah,
one.
I'm not a weeb, I don't understand.
I bought more decals.
Decals.
Yeah, heraldic. There's a company called Carthage Must Be Destroyed that makes decals for different like heraldic decals, fantasy decals, and he does Kickstarters for it. It's only like, well, I buy a lot of them, so I have all the
Carthage Must
decals.
Be Destroyed was a good book.
I bought one for World War I Eurobook. I got one for gladiatorial combat.
Okay.
I got in on Blood and Bayonets, which is the same guys that do Blood and Plunder, but it's for Napoleonic era skirmish. Those are the latest ones. I don't think I have any ongoing ones right now. I think I'm taking.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm taking a break right now.
Probably smart.
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I just haven't
Given
found
everything
anything.
you've got going on, it's probably smart.
Yeah, but I do get a lot of average. Oh, I backed the one that Andy Chambers and Gav Thorpe were working on
Oh,
Game,
I saw that one.
on Game Found.
Yeah, I'm actually aware of that.
How
I
what's
didn't
it?
back it or anything. I am aware of it.
Zeo Genesis, which is
Yeah,
which is a
Genesis.
kind of a mech game, but I only got the rulebook. I didn't get anything
fair.
else. I just got the rulebook. There are a lot of mech games out now, not just BattleTech. Oh, BattleTech did buy Ironwood Metals.
Didn't Dystopian Wars come up with something new? Or they are soon?
They are. They're in the process of redoing their second edition.
Right.
but I don't like the aesthetic, and I don't like
No.
the new, because it's a new background. They
Yeah.
changed the background, I guess,
I
for
know.
like
That was
GW.
disappointing.
Yeah, for like GW, they had to change it so they can copyright the names.
Yeah, like, jeez. The background was really cool. The first one, like,
The original.
yeah, the original background was
Yeah.
great. I don't know.
I
Whatever.
think they're coming out with a skirmish, like 28 millimeter skirmish game for that one.
Again, like, everybody's doing it, so okay. But like, you should lean into the thing that actually worked the first time, since that's what's missing. But that's cool.
Well, and then I think
No
drop.
reason to support the thing that built your IP you bought in the first place.
I think the what's it called? Drop Zone. Drop Zone Commander's coming out with 28 millimeter.
I wasn't
Game.
aware that was still a thing.
Well, the company still makes it. They just did their second edition Drop Fleet Commander, so that just came out. But I don't know. The models don't look very. They look very bland. It's like all they did was take
Those models were always bland. The whole fleet drop zone, like it never,
No,
never
the
had a
drop
whole
fleet
lot of
models
detail.
are pretty cool.
Drop Fleet
I don't
was
know.
good. Drop Zone was kind of eh. It was
Maybe
10.
maybe I'm only remembering drop zone.
So Drop Zone, it looks like they just took the 10 millimeter model and scaled it up to 28 without giving it any further details, even including the same pose. So it's just like, okay, I can do that with a 3D printer.
Right.
So that's
Hey,
basically
maybe that's what
all
they did.
Maybe. Certainly cheaper. They don't have to pay anybody. They have to pay someone to size up a model. That's it. So it doesn't look. I don't know about anything about the rules or anything like that. I haven't seen anything. I think it's going to Kickstarter, but I don't know because it's not the same company anymore. But that's all the stuff I remember. 40K wise, I mean, everything's chugging along. Doot, 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 doot. So I think that's it. I don't think anything else you guys want to contribute besides lamenting me talking about stuff no one cares about except me.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that was a good
usually
time.
about it, but, you know.
It's a good way to end the show. That way people can zone out early.
Yeah, right?
I think our next episode. Well, we can't do it in 2 weeks. The next one will probably be in 3 weeks when I get back. When I get back from ACO, because in 2 weeks is ACO.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I may put a final reminder for people for ACO next week. I'll put up an episode. I think the last episode of the most recent one of Pod Save, and then after that we'll have to do another recording, John, for Pod Save the Imperium.
Yeah, we do. We need to do those. We have topics, so we just need to sit down and do it.
We need to make sure Tom can make it.
Yes. Yeah, the four of us is better for that show.
Yeah, we may need to go to his house and just record from his house to make sure he gets on.
We can do that. It's fine. It's possible.
but I think that's it for tonight. Short and sweet. John, any words of wisdom?
No. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss.
End of the school year.
Yeah.
Nothing
all
to
that
give
stuff.
those graduating, moving on with their lives, moving on to new adventures.
No. I do that lesson tomorrow, actually. Next episode.
Next episode,
See
you'll
if
do
we
it.
can remember asking me about this, and I'll explain.
Oh, I will. I'll remember.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Okay, Danny, what about you? I know you have graduation and stuff coming up too, right?
Yep.
For your students.
Uh-huh.
Any words of wisdom? You want to give us a little bit of your speech that you're going to give?
Success and failure are both the result of active choices.
That applies to the tabletop too. Very good.
That's a good
As
one.
you said,
I like
read
that.
your fucking
Very good.
rules.
Very
Read
good,
your
Danny.
rules.
Read your rules.
Read your rules. You know what? There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Nobody
There's a lot of,
reading.
Does this work? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, read the card. Oh, nope, it says you can't do that. Look at that.
Yeah.
It specifically says no.
If only they had took the time to read the card.
Yeah.
That's always been common, so it's not that big of a deal. But, all right. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I guess we'll see everyone hopefully in a few weeks. And hopefully I'll have big news about the store by then. But until then, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Laters.
See ya.